Hello again, friends. Please ignore the bags under my eyes and the tired expression on my face. I had a horrible night's sleep and I had to be up very early. And I'm also going through a severe depressive phase right now. So, that's great. Anyway, this is the introduction to day 3 um, at Disney World. So this was Wednesday, October 26th, I think it was, which was my first day at the Magic Kingdom. And I said in the last video, I went with the suggestion that doing Magic Kingdom in the middle of the week is best because a lot of people have a tendency to go to like Hollywood Studios or Epcot on those days. And I think that was a sound decision because it wasn't super, super busy, but it was busy. So I'm not going to say too much about the intro to this. I'll give my commentary at the end, but here's a few things to note. Instagram was being a real a-hole on this day. And several times it did not save videos that I had made in between attractions. So for instance, there's a moment where I'm walking off to Big Thunder Mountain, then suddenly I'm getting off of Haunted Mansion. That's because Instagram just didn't save that video for whatever reason. So expect some weird gaps. I'll try and fill those in at the end. As well, there were every time I tried to, or not every time, but like several times when I tried to post the videos I was taking on Instagram stories, when I went to hit the post button, it was thinking I was swiping to the side and it was adding a weird filter like multiple times. So a lot of times I was able to catch it and fix it, but there were several times in here where suddenly there's a weird filter. That's because Instagram kept thinking I was swiping to the side to add a filter. I don't know why. I can't figure that out. And it seemed to be a problem for the remainder of the week after that. I don't know if it's an Instagram issue or if it's like the fact that the Pixel 6 Pro can be like a piece of crap sometimes. But anyway, I will leave you with that and enjoy day 3, my first day at Magic Kingdom. I'm oh my gosh. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my, oh, look at the pumpkins. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. It's so pretty. I grabbed the first thing I could, which was this at the Starbucks, because I'm hungry and thirsty. I should have waited for better snacks, but it's fine. So, my first ride of the day is going to be Haunted Mansion. This is like a lifelong dream come true. I've always wanted to ride this. And I stood in the regular line for it. Because I wanted it to be the first one. So we got stuck in the cemetery twice, maybe for about like 5 minutes. It wasn't long, but that was fun, just sitting there looking at all the ghosts in the graveyard. This is the Country Bear Jamboree, look! What is that bear's name? Is it Liver Lips or something like that? I can't remember. Okay, I just tapped into Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, it smells weird in here. So I got pretty wet from a cannonball hitting the water. That was really cool. However, when it took the picture of the boat, I was looking the wrong way. And I'm gonna write it again, so I'll have a better photo. But yeah, I was staring at the skeleton behind me. So beautiful. I'm on my way over to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, because that was my next disability service thing. And then I have to go all the way back, stupidly, to Frontierland, because that's where I put my lunch order in. Okay, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. That's fun. That was fun. I probably won't do that one again, but that was really cool. Oh, there's a 50th statue over here. I got the pork nachos at Pecos Bill. It smells so good. And then after this, I have to get on, oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of the ride now. Okay, just finished lunch at Pecos Bill, and the suggestion to do your mobile order just before or after lunch, best idea, because now the lines are really long in there, but I did mobile order. But I'm on my way to Big Thunder Mountain. But when they say that that ride stops often, they were not joking. It stopped twice again when I was on it. This time when I was in the attic, and then twice more just after the graveyard, like where the hitchhiking ghosts are. But there weren't long stops, so plus it's always cool just to get to stare at the stuff around you. So now it's off to Splash Mountain. Also, I now fully understand those little annoyances when families walk 6 people wide and are moving at the speed of a glacier. Like, there's only so much space. Come on, I got a mission. I gotta go. Okay, just got off Splash Mountain, reapplied sunscreen. Splash Mountain is fun, but like a little too wet for me. Also, yeah, you can tell it definitely needs that retheme. The Brer Rabbit stuff is cute, but I mean it looks as old as it is. So maybe one day I'll get to come back and see the Princess Tiana retheme. But right now it's off to It's a Small World. I just got off Space Mountain. That was fun. I'm never riding that again. Ever. You know what? I realize I ain't heard an American accent since I've been here. Hey Brits, ain't you got your own Disneyland over there? You know, I was told this is like off-season, but this must be a busier, or the busier week in October, because the wait times are pretty long, and there's a lot of people here. I'm guessing because it's so close to Halloween, and the last few not-so-scary parties are this week. I just got off Barnstormer, which I knew was really not worth it, but, you know, the opportunity was there to ride it, so I did. Molly at Mammoth Club was right. It's like 30 seconds long, and then you're done. It's a baby coaster. It's baby's first roller coaster, but it's cute. Okay, I got the blue and red elephant. Best elephant in my opinion. Best color combo. Okay, well here we go. Ah! Ah! You gotta really hold it down. Ooh, okay.
Fly high in the sky, lift and hold the lever for at least 10 seconds and don't let it go. The longer you hold that, the higher your ground will fly.
Yay! Oh, I gotta go down. Yay! Yay! Go down! I rode the elephants, and apparently, so I got a lightning lane for Ariel earlier, but apparently it keeps breaking down. So I've already been given one of those special select lightning lanes twice now because of that. I have another one booked for 5 o'clock, or close to 6 o'clock. We'll see if it's up by then. If not, we'll try it tomorrow. Okay, I just got the LeFou's Brew at Gaston's because I didn't want to carry around the souvenir cup. I already tasted this. This is delicious. Okay, as I was finishing up my drink, I saw that the Little Mermaid was back up. 15-minute wait, it's a walk-on. We're going. My first true walk-on. I mean, I just went through the queue, got right on. Also a ride that you do once and never again. Why do the animatronics look so terrible on that? Like Ariel in the first scene? Ugh. I don't like that.
The absolute best way to see Tomorrowland. And my stars, is there ever lots to see? From spacecraft to monster lands, there's really nothing like today in Tomorrowland.
For your safety, if you have wings, jetpacks, or gravity polarizers, please do not take flight while on board. Thank you.
The next station is Tomorrowland Urban Planning and Star Traders. Transfer.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hi, Stitch. Yes. I love you. Oh my God. I feel like I could cry. I just saw Stitch. I just saw Stitch on the stage back there. That was so cool. Astro Orbiter.
To all pilots, if you want to go higher than level right in front of you, you're going to fall all the way back.
Whoa! Oh, this is kind of scary. I don't like heights, and it's tilting. I don't like the tilt. I don't like the tilt. I don't like the tilt. Oh my God! Oh God! I don't like the tilting. I don't. Why is it tilted so much? Yay! Okay. So, just did the Astro Orbiter, I did the People Mover, I did the Carousel of Progress, which was really cool to see, you know, like, OG historical Disney attraction. I loved it. It was amazing. It's a fun song, too. Right now I'm headed over to Casey's Corner to get an early dinner, and I just checked the weather for tomorrow. It does not look good. Tomorrow's my second Magic Kingdom day, but I've honestly done almost everything. I've done all the major rides here today. Some of them twice. And I've got a select lightning lane that I'm going to go use on Pirates here in a minute. So really I just have the cavalcade and the nighttime show. And I'm worried that the weather tomorrow will prevent the parade from happening because I skipped it today. So I was trying to say earlier, if the weather's bad tomorrow, I won't get to see the Friendship Fair parade, which I think that's what that one's called. I could be wrong. I won't get to see the parade tomorrow. If it rains, they'll just do like one of those character drive-by things. So hopefully it works out, but it's not looking good. Okay, so dinner is Casey's Corner. This is the Halloween Pain and Panic hot dog. And Winifred's Elixir. It's like a frozen tea. And fries. I don't care about the fries. Whatever. Oh my gosh, I almost missed it! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, Moana! Beauty! Mirabelle! I think that last video posted with a stupid filter on it, and I'm mad about it. But oh my gosh, I walked out, I finished my lunch or dinner just in time to see that. That was so cool. Yeah, so Instagram added an filter on that video I took of the character cavalcade. And that's the only video I have of that now, with a stupid, ugly filter on it. Thanks for nothing, Instagram. Screw you. So I'm standing here next to this wall, of which there's a pole that I'm behind, and people are still narrowly avoiding running right into me. I don't know how y'all do it. Okay, so now the question is, I think there's a parade that's supposed to start at 5:55. Currently 5:35-ish. So do I just stand here for the next 20 minutes and wait? I should just wait here. I'm sitting on the curb right now next to a fire hydrant. Just staring at the beautiful scenery. It's so pretty. It's just so pretty here. Look at that. Beautiful. I see red vests down at the end of the street, which I think means they're about to start clearing the road. Okay, so the app, I think, was 30 minutes off. I just checked the event listing, and it's actually at 6:25. So I guess I'm stuck here. weren't joking when they said people would start camping out for the nighttime show early. It's in like 2 hours and there's people already claiming spots. I know this is going to be my only time to see it, but like I'm going to go do other things and I'll see it from wherever I see it and I'll be happy to see it. So cool. See East Castle in the distance. That's so cool. Okay, game plan now is just to make sure I've done every outdoor attraction that I can, just in case things get rained out tomorrow. And that way I can stick to just doing indoor attractions like PhilharMagic and a few of the shows. So, yeah, right now I'm on my way. I just got off Winnie the Pooh, which was fine. One of those things to do just to say I did it. And then right now I'm headed over to Pirates to use my Lightning Lane Select from when The Little Mermaid went down earlier, twice. And then I used my disability service to get a line for Jungle Cruise, which I don't know if that'll work out. It might be cutting it way too close to the... Oh my gosh, there's something happening in the street. It's a line dance. Oh my god. Oh, there's Chip. That's Horace. Country Bears.
It's not the best, but it's not the best picture.
tell from that last video, I was crying the whole time. That was... it's stupid to cry at a fireworks show, but this is something I've wanted to do my whole life, and I'm finally doing it. And I've had a lot of shit I've dealt with over the last 3 years, and this... I really needed this. And welcome back. It's time for the part of the video that probably everybody hates, which is my extremely long-winded commentary at the end of the compilation. Sorry about it. Deal with it. Anyway, so as you saw, there were some weird gaps in there where I was just like bouncing everywhere because Instagram didn't save clips. Also, part of that was because this was another hectic day. Like Hollywood Studios was hectic, and this was probably more hectic. I was bouncing between every corner of that park. Like I would have like a lightning lane for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, but as soon as I got off that, I had to go all the way back to Adventureland because my lunch needed to be picked up. And then as soon as I finished like that, and so it was a lot of back and forth. This is another day where like by the end of this night, as much pain as I was in Tuesday evening, it was so much worse at the end of this day, to the point that like there came a point where I needed to walk to my car and I could not fathom taking another step. It hurt so bad. The other reason for that is because I I I was doing Magic Kingdom on 2 days. I knew that Magic Kingdom should be done on 2 days, at least for my first ever visit, because there's a lot to do there. And so this first day, I was just going nonstop. I was trying to get absolutely everything done that I possibly could. So that way on Thursday, I would have just a day to kind of be more relaxed, maybe sit and see some of the shows rather than do rides, and just enjoy the atmosphere of the Magic Kingdom. That Thursday was also a Mickey's Not So Scary night, so it was shortened hours. So park commentary. I've got to say, and this is brave yet controversial, Magic Kingdom may be my... I don't... it's low on my list. It's not my favorite one. I thought it would be my favorite, but I don't know. It was chaotic. And Hollywood Studios was chaotic too, but I don't know. Magic Kingdom is just so dense with stuff, right? And every couple of feet there's something else to do or see. So I was just trying to get as much done as possible. And I think I tackled every ride in the park that I wanted to do on this day. I utilized both having disability services for a health reason I never thought I would be thankful to have, but it worked out in my benefit in this case. And then I also bought Genie Plus on this day, so I was able to just like stack a bunch of lightning lanes thanks to that, and get a lot done. But my body suffered because of it. Uh, so of course, the first thing I did was Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion was like, since I was a child, the one thing that I would always see, and that I was just like, I have to ride this. I have to experience this for myself. So that was the first thing I did. Even though I had, when you have disability services and you do it ahead of time, you can pre-book up to 2 attractions a day. And I had, not knowing like what I would really need it for, that first day I had pre-booked, what was it, It was Haunted Mansion and maybe Pirates of the Caribbean. No, it was Big Thunder Mountain. Big Thunder Mountain. And then when I got there, um, there was plenty of the lines were really short, so I was able to just get on and do those things without needing to utilize those, but I still went back and did them anyway. So I got like multiple rides. That was one thing that didn't save in the Instagram stories is that I think I rode Haunted Mansion at least twice, but I think 3 times total on that day. So there was, as soon as I got to the park, it was the first thing I did. It was practically a walk on. Um, and then I had my disability services pre-book that I went back and used. And then I did another lightning lane at one point for the afternoon. So I was just able to go right back in. Um, and every single time, and I mentioned this in a video where there's that weird gap, every single time I wrote it, and I think over the course of these 2 days, I did it 4 times. I had to have done it 4 times. I know I did. It stopped every single time. So whenever someone tells you that Haunted Mansion has a tendency to kind of break down, believe them, because there was not a single time where the the Omni mover did not come to a complete halt each time I rode it. Sometimes multiple times, sometimes longer than others. The first time I rode it, I got stopped at the near the beginning of the cemetery, and then it stopped again right before I exited the cemetery. When you go into, and then there's the hitchhiking ghost, which, by the way, I was unaware at which point the ride takes your photo, and apparently it takes your photo when you're looking at the hitchhiking ghosts. I didn't know that. So by the time you get up there to take your photo, like, I'm looking elsewhere. I didn't know that's where the camera was. So every time, by the time I figured out where the camera was, it was too late. I never got a good photo off of that ride. And that's okay. It doesn't matter. But I loved it. I love Haunted Mansion. Definitely my favorite ride. Uh, Lived up to my expectations, exceeded my expectations. Would love would love it if the Hatbox Ghost had been added to this ride prior to my visit, but that's not going to happen until I think sometime next year. Um, so I guess, all the more reason to to, I don't know, try and go back again. Um, I know the second time it stopped, I was in the attic. There was a delay, a long delay in the attic. Like, when you're like right before I got to the Ghost of Constance, it just stopped for a good long while, to the point that I thought we were going to be evac'd, because one of them lasted a long time. But that's the nature of Haunted Mansion. It's old, it's very old, it's very finicky, it's prone to stopping. So if ever you ride it, just expect that. um, so other stuff like I enjoyed Pirates of the Caribbean, but it smelled weird in there, and it smelled weird in um, It's a Small World. Both of those had an odd smell to them, and I think it's like the moisture and just the smell of like old fabric and stuff. And I know they get like that stuff gets replaced every so often because the humidity, um, really messes that stuff up. But like it smelled weird, and I know they pump in some smells to like Pirates of the Caribbean. It was an odd smell. I don't think I cared for it. Uh, it's a Small World that was cute, but wow, it's longer than you think it's going to be. There was a point at which I thought, oh, the ride's over. No, nope, you got like one more loop to make. I did not expect that, but it's cute. It's a cute ride. And I said in the last video, I said in one of those clips that I really like the classic quintessential Disney stuff, like Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, It's a Small World, Carousel of Progress, like true original Disney created things that aren't based on like an IP. It was just that, the Imagineers were allowed to dream something crazy up, and they did it. And there's not enough of that anymore. Everything is based on intellectual property because that's what sells. That's what brings people in, and that is sad, and I hate that because that they need to go back to making cool things like that, but they never will. Apparently, I did not, or I guess it didn't save any video before or after of me riding Peter Pan. I'm going to be honest. I don't understand why y'all love that so much. I really do not. I really do not. I do not understand why it consistently has one of the longest waits in the Magic Kingdom. It makes no sense to me. Like I cannot wrap my head around it because it's just okay. I guess the excitement of it is that you're actually floating above everything rather than there's a hair stuck on my head. That you're floating above everything, you're flying, rather than like being on a boat or an omni mover. And yeah, that's cool, but like overall, it's a short ride. It it's just okay. It To me, if you had to wait more than 30 minutes for that, just don't do it. I mean, if it's the only chance you'll ever get to ride it, do what you got to do. But if you can lightning lane that, like don't wait in that line. It's just not worth it to me. There's way better stuff in the park. Like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, that makes sense. Like that's a really fun thrill ride, and to me that's more worth the wait. Big Thunder Mountain, that's a fun thrill ride. That's more worth the wait. Splash Mountain, not worth the wait in my opinion. Sorry, I know I'm going to make a lot of enemies with that. I did not like Splash Mountain. I thought I would. That's another one that, as a child, you would always see on TV and whatever, and it's like, oh, that looks amazing. I did not enjoy it very much. Again, it smelled really weird in there. All of the animatronics' fur looked really gross and matted, so it's definitely due for a refurb. Um, I know that the singing animals uh, near the end of the ride are repurposed from America Sings, and that they are very finicky and prone to breaking, and they don't receive proper upkeep. And you can tell. Like I've seen people's videos where some of those like singing birds are just altogether gone, or they're just motionless. And in my case, the the bird that's farthest to the right at the edge of the boat, um, it looked as if whatever was holding it upright had broken, and they had leaned it backwards and propped it up against a board. So because of the way the birds like have their arms up, it kind of looked it didn't look terrible, but you could tell like it's not standing upright like the other ones were. It's leaned way backwards and it's barely moving its wings. So yeah, and then the Brer Rabbit animatronic at the end that's supposed to hop around. Is that near the end? Whatever point that's at. That was turned off, and I've been told that that ends up being turned off a lot. I think it breaks a lot, and so they just turn off that particular animatronic. Um, and I didn't expect it to be on. I knew at what point it was supposed to show up, and I looked over, and it was not there. um, yeah, just everything about that ride just felt old and broken. And I get that people have nostalgia for it, but you know, it can go. I don't care. I don't care. Like now, if they tried to make some drastic changes to Haunted Mansion, I think the entire Disney going world would just burn the park to the ground for that. But like Splash Mountain, eh, I I would like to see the new Tiana Bayou ride refurb that it's going to get. What else did I do on this day? Lunch at Pecos Bill was really good. Those were really nice nachos. And I did not get to go to Sleepy Hollow to get a snack or dessert item. Um, I don't Why did I do that? I did have, like, a super late, early dinner at Casey's Corner. I got the Pain and Panic hot dog, which was their special Halloween hot dog. That was really good. I liked it a lot. I would eat that, anytime, and I'm not a hot dog person. I really don't like them, but I knew I had to try it because it was a special, menu item. And I really liked it. And then fortunately, I finished up just in time to walk outside and see one of the cavalcades. And then the app said that there was I thought it said a parade was coming through at like 5:45 or something like that. And I thought, okay, well, I'm here now. That's 30 minutes from now. I'll just sit on the curb, get some rest and wait. And it ended up being like an hour later and it was just a cavalcade. And it was the one cavalcade that I kept seeing every single time, which was the 50th anniversary one. So that's the one with Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, Goofy, Pluto, and that's it. So I was really glad that I walked out of Casey's Corner in time to see the like I guess it was the Princess Cavalcade. So I got to see some other characters, but like I constantly kept seeing that 50th anniversary cavalcade to the point that I was kind of sick of it. Um, uh, and also, I did not see any other parade. I had planned to do like parade and stage show stuff on Thursday. And as it got later in the day, there was a bigger and bigger threat of rain for Thursday. So I started to worry that maybe I'd messed up. Um, that ended up being fine. You'll see on the Thursday video. Um, God, what else? What else? What else? It was so much. It was such a busy day. Getting to I was on my way to Carousel of Progress, and I look over at the Tomorrowland stage, and Stitch was out there, and I just lost it. I ran, ran. You're not supposed to run, but I ran over to that stage, and fortunately, there were not a lot of people over there, thank God, because I would have just tossed children out of the way. I was so excited, and I wore my Stitch shirt that day because I was really hoping that that would be the day I saw Stitch and it worked out. Um, and I meant to bring my little, I have a Stitch Nuimo up here. I had it in my luggage, but I did not put it in my park bag because I had just crammed too much in there. So whatever. But yeah, I was really excited to get I took a few selfies with Stitch, from the stage. I was very excited. I was very close to like tearing up after that. I was just so exciting. I love Stitch. And then I got on Carousel of Progress. Love it. They need to redo that last scene. The last scene in Carousel of Progress needs a severe refurb. But I get it. It's really hard to like predict the future. And like so much of the stuff in there is like current but outdated, like the VR thing that grandma's playing and the fact that the house is voice activated. It's like, okay, yeah, we've got a lot of that now, and it doesn't exactly work this poorly. So yeah, they really I know it's hard to do, but I would get a bunch of like, I don't know, people who work in future like uh concepts and stuff and just put something together. I don't know. It can be like far-fetched and ridiculous. That's fine. I'd be fine with that. But other than that, I really enjoyed Carousel of Progress. Like that's to me is a must do. I'm sorry, I keep looking down at the time because this has like a cutoff time to it. Uh God, like Wednesday was just such a blur, and it's hard to keep it all together. Um, I did a lot. Like I even rode Barnstormer, even though I knew Barnstormer is baby's first coaster. It is short. Like I know you probably have an idea of what I mean by short. It's shorter than that. It is like at most, I think it's 45 seconds. It like maybe a minute or maybe a minute and a half. I know, it's not even that. It's not even that because it's over so quickly. It's just a fast, tiny little coaster, and it's great for young kids. Like if you want to get them used to getting on bigger stuff at some point, that's the one to do. But it was there. There was like no line. I walked right up. Uh, and yeah, I made it a point to try and do as much as possible. Space Mountain. I have so many thoughts on Space Mountain, and all of them are negative. And that's I pissed off a lot of purists with that. Uh, but I don't like it. I do not like Space Mountain. One, those little cars, the carts are so tiny. I'm 6'2" ish and super chubby, and that was not enjoyable for me to get in and out of. That was very difficult. It's so cramped, and I was in the front car, um, unfortunately, and that thing just slings you around so hard, and it's in completely in the dark, and it's not fun to me. Like I know several people who love Space Mountain, and they have to ride it every single time they go, and I am not that. I hated it. I mean, I laughed and woo on the ride, but I at the end I was like, I'm never again will I set foot on that. Um, Not my thing. Not my thing. At some point after that, I did the People Mover, which is like a nice little, if you need to slow down during your day and just want to see some cool stuff, do the People Mover. Um, and you get like a good view of all of that construction for Tron. But then you also get, to see the model of Progress City, and when it goes inside the Space Mountain building, it is pitch black. Like it was kind of creepy. And I think I know somebody. Yeah, somebody told me that somebody I know told me that they got stuck on the People Mover inside that one time, and they were in there for a while, which is like very uncomfortable because it's pitch black. You literally cannot see anything. You're just hearing like the people screaming on Space Mountain, and that's it. It's creepy. I did not do the Prince Charming carousel. Is that what it's called? And I did not do. Is it Autopia? Um, the carousel was going to be done at a later time, so I just saved it. But no, Tomorrowland Speedway. What was Autopia? I don't know. It did whatever. Tomorrowland Speedway. I just looked at it and I was like, not a chance. Not a chance. I am not parking my big self in that tiny little go-kart and driving in a circle. That's not that ain't it. That ain't it. Um the Tomorrowland like rocket spinner thing, can't say I'm a fan. That thing is also terribly uncomfortable. It's super cramped, and I would not recommend more than one adult get in one of the cars for that, unless you are a very loving couple. And uh, as well, if you pull the lever and go all the way to the top, that thing starts to tilt inward, and it's like I'd seen videos where people were like, "Yeah," and like I thought, "Oh, that's stupid." No, like it gets to a point where the tilt is just enough to throw you off and make you feel uncomfortable, like you're gonna slide out the side. Did not like it. Um, I should say I did not like that aspect of it. But overall, like it's cute. If you have to wait more than 15 minutes for that, don't do it. Don't do it. Just go get in line for Dumbo or the flying carpets, which I did not do. I did not get to do the flying carpets, which mainly because I knew it was just another Dumbo ride, but there was never opportunity for me to go do it. Okay, so had to start a new recording. Anyway, the highlight of the night, of course, was seeing uh oh my god, Enchantment, the nighttime show. So listen, I hear everybody saying, "Oh, Enchantment's nothing compared to Happily Ever After." I don't care. I don't care. I was happy to be there and to see what I saw, and it was crowded and uncomfortable. But I was at the very end of Main Street. So when you first come into the park, there's this little circular area up front, often where they'll put like the big Christmas tree, and you can do photos of Main Street behind you, which I did on one that first day. And I was back there for it, so I got to see like the projections and lights happening on the buildings on the street as well. And it was really pretty. And of course, you can see that I spent the entire time in tears. I was trying not to just like openly weep because I was in a tight crowd of complete strangers. Had I been there with like a friend or somebody I cared about, I just would have I would have just wept openly. Um, but yeah, I cried pretty much beginning to end on that. And to some people that's silly, but again, when this is something you have wanted to go and do and see and experience literally your entire existence, and you finally get to do it, it means a lot. It Yeah, it's an emotional thing, and yeah, it was an important moment to me, and it's one I'll never forget. And it was crowded and chaotic, but it was just worth every second. Every second. After the show, so some people I know had come to the park, like, I wanna say around 6 p.m. that night. They just wanted to do a couple of rides while the show was going on, because that's like, if you don't care about the nighttime show and you just wanna, like, ride some stuff, that's the best time. Go do it then. So that's what they did. They were just wanted to hit up a few rides. So afterwards, I met up with them. We did Pirates of the Caribbean, which I think was my third time riding it. No, it was the second time I rode it that day, and because I rode it again on Thursday, because why not? So we did Pirates of the Caribbean, and then we all did Big Thunder Mountain and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. And they asked if I wanted to go do I think it was Space Mountain. I said, absolutely not, never. But I hung out with them until park closing, grabbed a few more snacks. We got some photos taken. And thankfully, so for those who don't know, when you go to Magic Kingdom, there is no parking at Magic Kingdom. You park in a special lot and you get on some form of transportation to take you across. I can't remember, it's Bay Lake or what. There's a couple of different little lake names, but it takes you across. So the fastest way is to use the monorail. And the monorail goes from Ticket and Transportation Center over to the Contemporary, which is next to the park, and then to the park entrance. And the thought of having to do all of that with this huge crowd leaving. Now, granted, the majority of people left the moment the fireworks show ended. They were just out. And so it was a somewhat empty park that we got to hang out in. But the thought of having to get on the monorail and walk all the way back to my car, I could not fathom it. I was in so much pain in the soles of my feet. And thankfully, one of the people that I was hanging out with works for Disney. So they had the ability to park like near the Contemporary, because there's like a cast member section near there, I guess. So they were parked there, and the furthest I had to walk was to that parking lot to get in the car, and they drove me back to my car. It was, oh my god, like, and this was the probably the latest night that I was out of the entire week. Um, I definitely stayed until bar close, and no regrets. Still, I got a nice peanut butter churro afterwards. It was delicious, delicious. I ran, even though my hurt so bad, I ran over to that snack cart. It was like, I don't want, before they close, I need to get my peanut butter churro. It was delicious. Um, yeah, so like that's the extent of it. It was a great day. Uh, I'm glad I did 2 days at Magic Kingdom because the second day is way more laid back and relaxed, and I just got to have fun and experience things at a much slower pace, and I'll discuss that on the next one. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry that my commentaries take up so much time, but, like, yeah, that's the point of these. So, anyway, bye, friends.